Hi guys, Freakyfishka here with another video for you today. As depressing as it is, water isn't exactly viable in the current game state, so in today's meta I am obviously on Dragunity because it is probably the best deck. In July you might see it get hit by a ban list, but for now this is my Dragunity deck that I play when I want to be a bit more competitive. I've chosen to play the Dragunity engine just because I like the idea of getting a Crystal Wing out, because Crystal Wing is one of my favourite dragon monsters and also it helps ensure against plays that are hit by Nibiru. Getting Crystal Ring out before your normal summon as well can be very good against things like Ash. If there's a problematic hand trap, you can always just negate it, but you ideally want to save it for the Nibiru. Consider this an updated build of my Dragunity profile I posted about a month ago. I took on a large amount of advice as well actually on my extra deck, which I have put into this one, so it's still a work in progress, and while I haven't exactly been able to go to in real life events, I have played at a few remote locals and a lot on Joining Book with this deck, and it seems to work pretty well. As always guys, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I expect a profile of some combos at some point, similar to how I did the fish test hands. There'll be a Dragonlink test hand variant coming out in maybe the next week or the week after, although I'm going to be very busy at work in the following week. Right then guys, so starting off the main deck, we have 3 Remus. Very simply, you discard it and Dragon Ravine, and if it's in the graveyard and you control Dragunity monster, you can special summon it. It's a level 2 tuner and it banishes itself when it leaves the field, so it basically means that we can make a level 6 synchro play turn 1. The other Dragunity we're playing is Legatus, so if you control a Dragunity monster or Dragon Ravine, you can special summon this card. The ideal play is you discard Remus to add Dragon Ravine, add Legatus, special summon Legatus, special summon Remus, make Gator search Miss Valley, Baby Rock, which then obviously is your Crystal Wing before your, well, as your 5th summon, so you can negate Nibiru that way. I very much like this combo. It does kind of suck to pull open these without the access to Dragon Ravine or to Legatus, but otherwise they are very nice extenders that you can use late game as well if you need to. Moving into more familiar territory, obviously we're playing 3 Rocket Tracer along with 1 Magna Rocket, 1 Rocket Recharger as our rocket engine, followed up by Rocket Synchron and an Absolute Router as the add-ons as you will. You can just play the Tracers and the Rocket Recharger. That just works really fine if you want to play a bit more tech space. Absolute Router works really well with Dragon Ravine because obviously if you discard it to add if you discard to add Legatus, you're then get able to add a Rocket Tracer. Rocket Synchron on normal summons back the Absolute Router, makes it a level 8 synchro. Very nice play. So once you set up your Crystal Wing, the best normal summon we can probably get is 3 Starlight Safer. Send it to grave to add either of the baby Chaos Dragons, which obviously then gets your Link Climb plays going along, and you can banish it from your grave to add back like 11 year from grave, which is also very, very nice. Speaking of 11 year, to round out the Chaos package, we're playing 1 11 year. You search it off Brotar and it basically loops your opponent for a card going first or go second. You can hold on to it and use it as a disruption in your 3rd turn. A few on-offs, we're playing 1 Black Metal because when you link it off it adds the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, which is a link 2 on its own. We're playing the 1 Brotar to summon off either Seal or to summon off LP, and then a Chamber Dragon Maid just as the one-off because I know this card is expensive, but it does make the deck so much better because you can search your tidying and get in some more disruption that way. On to hand traps, we're playing 3 Gamma, 1 Driver. This is the only hand trap we're playing this. We're not playing Nibiru or Ash, very sadly, because the Dragunity engine does take up a lot of space, and we just ran out of room basically for tech cards. This is the best one though, because if they do draw you on your Remus add Dragon Ravine, obviously you then can't do the Dragunity play, so this is there to stop the draw and get you a free Chaos Ruler. You could play a Mega as well just to get the free banish, which is very nice. It's up to you really, but I like the Chaos Ruler version instead. On to spells, we're playing double Dragon Ravine. We're playing 2 in a Dragunity engine, obviously because you basically open any of these, you get access to your Remus. You can go Dragon Ravine, add Remus, discard Remus, add another Dragon Ravine. Dragon Ravine is not once per turn, so you can still do the full play by opening Ravine without Remus, which is really nice. 1 Boot Set to launch as your Rocket Field spell. Basically, you just search it with Striker Dragon, and then obviously it makes your Tracer play is very alive. 3 Quick Launch because extenders are nice. 3 World Legacy Guard Dragon because again more extenders are really nice, and then finally 3 Chaos Space as your searcher for your baby Chaos Dragons. Finally, we had 2 tech spots, so I'm actually playing 2 Cosmic Cyclone as our last text, alongside obviously the Dragon Maid Tidying from earlier. These can be Dark Ruler No Mores, they could be anything you want. At the moment, this is a 41 card deck, which really sucks, I know, but in my opinion, there's nothing really I could squeeze out. You could take out the Gamma package and play different hand traps, things like Dark Ruler No More alongside the Cosmic Cyclones, if you're playing in a Shadow heavy meta where they're playing a lot of Winder. Although, obviously, a smart Shadow player will chain the Schism to something that will summon, so you won't be able to summon anything for the rest of the turn. It does kind of suck, but 41 cards is how we're having to deal with it at the moment. You'll notice I'm not playing the Dragoon package in this deck. It's simply because Remus locks you into dragons, and obviously you can't summon Verte if you're locked into dragons, so that's why we're not playing the Dragoon engine. The PK engine is still a really good deck as well to play in Dragon Link, but I'm personally playing the Dragunity engine just to test it out a bit. Right then guys, so it's that part of the video where I give a shout out to another YouTube channel. Once again, I have not been paid nor asked to do this. I want to make that very clear every single time. I never do anything if people pay me or ask me to do it, just because I want it to be more from the heart. This week's shout out goes to Yugioh YouTube channel. Very simply, he is someone who used to go to a few of my locals, and I see him at a few events, and very much like me, he loves doing deck profiles and he loves doing videos for the community. Recently he played a new extravaganza and actually made top 16 with Orcust. I know a deck that he loves very much. We obviously hear him quite a lot on Facebook rambling on about this deck. But yeah, this week's shout out goes out to Yugioh. He's a very, very funny guy. If you want to go watch his videos, the link is in the description. Please go check him out. Running guys, on to the extra deck. We're obviously going to play 3 Striker Dragon. Before I was only playing 2 because I valued the space in the extra deck. I have been actually corrected on that, and a few of my friends, especially very high up ones, did correct me. And actually you do need to play 3 Striker Dragon just for that grind game, because in your opening play sometimes you might use 2 and then you have no grind game for later on. So yeah, 3 Striker Dragon is a must. Obviously we all know what it does by now. It adds your boot sector and you can use it to recycle your graveyard, which is very, very nice. 1 Hieratic Seal. This is probably the best card in my opinion to end on if you just have nothing else to do. If you just make this plus Tidying, that is an insanely good board for the grind game, and I actually really like Seal on its own. I might go back to my old version of Dragon Link where I wasn't playing Dragunity and I was just playing like a control version with Seal, and I was actually playing Ether to summon off Seal, so it's up to you if you want to play that, but I really like Seal. Other Link 2 are playing a Romulus. There was a time when I was playing a much larger Dragunity engine, and I was playing a few of the bigger level 6s and a few of the other spells. Romulus is okay because he obviously adds you the other Dragon Ravines, so you can actually do some weird funky plays where you can just use it to send the Abs Router to add you some more Rocket Tracers if you need them for the grind game. Otherwise it's a Link 2 that I use to get rid of me LP lock. Speaking of LP lock, we've got LP plus Pisty. I don't know how much longer these cards are going to be with us. LP has got a large target on its head for that July ban list, but for now we can obviously abuse it as much as we need to. Playing 1 Quad Borrow Dragon. This is there just for the grind game if I need to pop maybe a Link 2 or itself and summon back Tracer plus a level 4 Rocket just to make another a level 8 Synchro play. 1 Borrow Sword just to close out some games. Obviously Dragon is probably one of the few decks that still plays Borrow Sword. You can play another big Link 4 that's kind of expensive. You might have heard of him. At the moment Borrow Sword fits the bill quite nicely for our OTK machine. I am playing 1 Appaloosa. Obviously Remus locks you into dragons most of the time. Sometimes you don't actually open Remus, so you can still make an Appaloosa, which is always a really nice thing to do. Again, if you're playing against Nibiru, you can always make it before your 4th summon, and sometimes if you just got extra bodies on the board, it's something to go into, which is quite nice, as a few extra negates. On to synchros. We're actually playing like an old one, a Gaydurg. Basically it's a Dragunity level 6 synchro that once per turn you can add a level 4 or lower wing beast or dragon from your deck to your hand, and then discard 1 card, a dragon or a winged beast. It's actually kind of like a rotator such as any dragon, so if you need to, you can add a Tracer Dragon and you can discard something like a Safer to set up your baby dragon plays. You can search the Mist Valley, which will then discard itself and then summon itself from its own summoning condition. And then the next step is obviously our Crystal Wing, because we can make this with the Mist Valley Baby Rock plus the Gaydurg into Crystal Wing as our 5th summon before we reach Nibiru territory. It's also a really nice boss monster. It's just a monster negate that can get very large, and obviously if it attacks something that's level 5 or higher, it can gain that monster's attack during damage calc, so it's almost like it's got a built-in honest effect, which is insanely good against other decks such as like Shadol, because obviously a lot of their fusions are quite high, and it can negate the construct pop effect, which means it's a really good out against in that matchup. Playing 1 Boar Savage because again we are rockets and we can make this quite simply with a Link 2 or at least a Striker Dragon underneath. We're playing 1 Chaos Ruler just because if we do use our Gamma, it can search us any of our pieces, and it can also dump quite a few important like darks and lights, which are really useful. And then finally, we're playing 1 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. This, for a long time, I was very much thinking of playing Hope Harbinger, because you can make Chaos Ruler plus Levinair into Hope Harbinger to have a spell negate alongside your Crystal Wing monster negate. I'm playing the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend for now, just because it does come up with Rocket Synchron after using the Chaos Ruler, but again, it can be a Hope Harbinger if you want it to be. Right guys, just to wrap up the video, we're actually going to showcase a very quick test hand. As you can see, this is quite a horrible brick. We've got 3 Gamma, a Starly Safer and a Remus. We've got the 2 best starters in this deck, but we've got no extenders whatsoever. So we're just going to see what the Dragunity engine plus one Starly can do. There's a few little routes you can take. I did just do a few test hands, just drawing some cards, and obviously I made some really great boards. Expect a video coming up in the next week or 2 weeks at maximum, where I do a 5-minute test hand video just to basically showcase some of the hands that this build can do. So we're going to start off by discarding the Remus to add a Dragon Ravine. That's pretty much the basic thing you need to do. Activate Dragon Ravine, activate effect, discard any of your cards to add a Legatus. Legatus can then special summon because you control a Dragon Ravine. This can then special summon the Remus from your graveyard because you control a Dragunity. You're going to synchro these away. Remus get banished to special summon a Gaydurg from your extra deck. We're then going to activate Gaydurg to search a level 4 lower winged beast or dragon, and we are going to search for a Mist Valley Apex. Mist Valley Apex Avian? Mist Valley Baby Rock. We're then going to discard it because of Gaydurg's effect. That will then trigger the Baby Rock to special summon itself. If you're counting at home, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 summons so far. So we're on our 5th summon now. We're going to synchro these into a Crystal Wing as our 5th summon. So again, we are now protected against Nibiru. We're then going to do our normal summon. We're going to normal summon Starly Safer, activate effect, sending itself full cost. And we're going to add the Black Collar Serpent. We're going to special summon black by banishing the Safet. We're then going to link it away for a Striker Dragon, Chanic 1, Chanic 2. So we get a Boot Sector and the Wyver Buster. We're then going to special the Wyver Buster by banishing the black. And then we can either, there's 2 options we can do here. We can link these 2 into a Seal and end on Seal plus Synchron Dragon with 3 cards still in hand. And next turn, obviously, we can summon something off of the Seal like a Tracer. That's quite the good, safe, grindy option that I would normally do if I opened such a terrible hand. But remember, this was only of 2 cards, guys. So 1 card Crystal Wing and which is a 1 card Seal engine as such. Instead of going for the erratic Seal and going the safe option, we could go for a Romulus, which on summon will grab us another Dragon Ravine, which remember guys is not once per turn, so we can activate a new Dragon Ravine, use the effect, discard a Gamma to send an Absoluter to the graveyard. Absoluter will trigger to add a Rocket Tracer. We can then activate the launch, use the launch effect to summon a Rocket Tracer from our hand, and from here there's a few things we can do again. We can still go for the Seal play, already having access to Tracer in grave, so we can get that back with a Striker Dragon at any point we need, and maybe summon a Protoss off of it to add a Levineer for the next push. Unfortunately, we don't have any other extenders to go for like an LP Pisty play or even a Guard Dragon just to move it. What we can do is we can also use the Rocket Tracer to pop the Romulus, which will then summon any level 4 rocket that we want. So we'll go for a Recharger just to get that in play. And then obviously we can synchro these for a Savage just to get a few negates on the board. So that is 2 negates. Again, don't forget that was a really bad hand. Instead of going for Savage, we could actually pop the Sector Launch instead. So we've still got the Romulus on the board at this point. And we go for possibly this. Let's see what we get. So out of the 5 we just milled, I'm going to add the Darkness Metal Dragon, which will then obviously put these in grave. We can then banish the Romulus to special summon the Darkness Metal Dragon, use the effect to summon a Rocket Synchron, and here we have a Hot Red. Obviously that needs a bit of luck with whatever you mill and excavate off of the Chaos Ruler. The really easy standard option would just be go Seal plus Crystal Wing and have some set for next turn. And again, that was just with 2 cards, 3 Gammas. Those 3 Gammas, they could be other extenders. You could open your Baby Dragons. You could open a Darkness Metal Dragon. You could open a Quick Launch. You could open a Wild Legacy Guard Dragon spell to summon back from grave. There's so many more extenders that we could open alongside our 2 starter cards, and expect a better video for some more in-depth combos at a later point. Anyway guys, this is a really quick, easy deck profile that I've just put on. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. Work has been super busy and it will be busy for the next week. If you don't know, I'm an outdoor instructor. The nicer the weather, the more work I have to do. It is a great job, but that's what I have to do. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.